Hey guys, my name's Lauren and I'm building an online business. I've been doing so for the past 2 years, ever since I got laid off. I have a Georgetown MBA and now I'm trying to apply all this knowledge along with the psychological hustle mentality so that I can create my own business structure and be in this space of entrepreneurship. So, I'm here to talk about some of the things that might not be talked about in entrepreneurship, things that I wish someone talked to me about, and things that I actually now do talk about within my entrepreneurial community, but they aren't really talked about online. So things like your mindset, like the types of customers that you actually want, the type of work you actually want to do, and ultimately, like, what are you building? So a lot of people on YouTube will talk about, oh yeah, you know what? You can make $10,000 a month doing this and this and this. But the truth is, not everyone wants to do that. You may want to do a completely different business model. And so there is no one size fit all solution for any of these business models that you may see online. And I just wanted to create some space to talk about that. So, a little bit about me and my clients right now. I currently have about 6 clients. Three of them are newsletters. So I write email copy for them. I help strategize their newsletter content, their email content, but specifically newsletter focus. So one of them, for example, has a podcast where he interviews people every week. And at the end of the month, we send out our newsletter recapping the podcast episodes, sharing some behind the scenes information, and then I also just kind of help him strategize where that podcast is going to go. Plus, we look at analytics of the email content. And then one of my other clients is a coach, and I help him with emails too, but those are different than newsletters. So newsletters maybe once a week or once a month, maybe even once a quarter, like another one of my clients. But emails, like from a coaching standpoint, they're very different. So I'm sending maybe 3, maybe 4 emails a week. I'm also helping with pre-workshop and post-workshop sequences. So that is to say that that those clients have different business models, and so I have to adapt to those. This client that I'm working with right now, I've been working with him for 2 months. I get paid hourly with him, so I don't have a set productized service yet, but I am working towards that. I started this business, this email content marketing business, well, email newsletter business, which is now shifting to content marketing. But I started this business January 1st of this year, and today is June 17th. So that is to say that I've been working on this for a little less than 6 months now, um, and uh, and so I don't have yet that productized service. So one thing that a lot of gurus will tell you is that you need to productize your service, but you don't know what to productize until you experiment. So you are experiencing me right now in my experimental phase. I'm not selling you to productize in a certain way, but I'm just telling you some of the behind the scenes info on like what goes on in an entrepreneur's head when they're figuring out like the business model they want to take. So what am I considering? So I know a Georgetown guy who does ghostwriting for LinkedIn and X, and pretty much that's it. He has a set price, 2 tiers. One tier you get 10 LinkedIn or X posts a month, and the other tier you get 20. So set tiers, very much a productized service. He said that he made sure that his service was hyper productized immediately. So he did not really experiment with other models, but he went all in on that. What he's finding difficulty in right now with his productized service, and I'm going to say this to you if you are thinking about productized service because this is something that's all over YouTube, is like one person business productized models are being more difficult to sell nowadays because of AI. So I just got off a call with him earlier, and we talked about how he knows that his clients are thinking about using AI for themselves and not keeping him on, because all he does is write personal branding content on LinkedIn and X. He doesn't do emails. He doesn't do ads. He doesn't do like video content. He doesn't create landing pages, sales funnels, none of that, right? He only does this one part of marketing. And so when I initially started my business at the beginning of this year, I knew his model and I was super curious to start it. But at the same time, I know that he started his model 3-4 years ago when that worked. But I'm going to tell you this. If you are thinking about starting a productized business model, you need to think about the fact that AI is moving really rapidly. And people and smart people who work in like startups, Y Combinator backed startups, let's say, in tech, they know that. And so if you are new to doing whatever you want, so if you're new to selling productized marketing services or productized product services, productized design services, productized sales services, if you're new to anything that you want to sell as a service, not just because you did it in the past, but if you're new to anything that you're wanting to sell, because honestly, I have never worked in marketing before. Can you believe that? I've never worked in marketing before. I've worked in sales. I've worked in content. I've worked in like customer outreach. I've worked in customer service. But I've never worked in marketing before. I just decided to go marketing because people love my content on LinkedIn. And people asked me, like, can you write my content for me on LinkedIn? So what I'm sharing here is that I chose this path because people asked me a lot of information about it. So when you're choosing your initial direction, I would think about, like, what do you want to, what do people say that you're really good at? So for me, people said that they kind of loved my LinkedIn content and they loved the way that I think about things. So I took this information and I said to myself, if people know that I like to create content and I like to have a different mindset around creating content, and think about the strategy behind that, then I should focus on that. And I shouldn't focus on creating a physical product business. I shouldn't focus on doing sales and trying to sell people on cold outreach services. I could create those business models, but no one has ever told me that I am great at it. And I've done those, and I've been in customer service and I've been in sales, like I said before, where I've sold to companies in Web3, but Web2, so companies like GameStop, OpenSea. I was working with these brands, but I don't think I was ever good at it. And I actually didn't really enjoy it. So I decided not to get into sales because I didn't enjoy it. I wasn't, incredible at it. I decided to get in marketing because I'm good at it and I kind of enjoy it and I can make money off of it. That third part is very crucial because before starting this marketing service role or service job, I was focused on creating an online business where I helped people network and build a community, so to say. So we're all seeing a lot of people build communities nowadays, but now what I understand is that you don't want to build a community if you don't already have something of value to offer. And like what I mean by that is I wasn't offering a service prior to that. So my community building was just kind of like my friends. And there's nothing that I could scale when I'm just like focusing on a community, maybe even a paid community with my friends. So I wrote that off after realizing that I'm not going to be making, the money that I deserve if I'm just selling like a $10 a month community, because I didn't think that I would build a community that's really worth more than that. So that's a little bit of a tangent, but what I'm sharing here is my thought process to why I decided to go this service route. I heard a lot of people who have been successful in business. They say the easiest business to start in the beginning is a service business. Over the weekend, I was just attending a conference on building your wealth, and the multi $100 million founder of this conference, he started with window cleaning. So he just bought some window cleaning materials. I think he said something like 25 years ago, and that's how he began. But I guess I'm not, I can't go back 25 years and start doing this as a young teen. 25 years, I wouldn't even be a young teen. I'd be like a child, super baby. so I'm a lot younger, right? And I got to deal with the information and what I have right now. So what do I see right now is the possibility. So I mentioned that ghostwriter earlier. 3-4 years ago, personal branding on LinkedIn was not saturated, and AI wasn't really used as much. So that guy took that route. But what he said to me recently is that what he said was he knows clients are considering kind of letting him go. So knowing that from him, and he is 4 years ahead of me in entrepreneurship, what should I do? So we talked a little bit about how some people, I actually have some information here. Like we talked about like path A, path B. I could be like a full stack content creator for clients, or path C, become like a content strategist. So I guess, or path A, focus on enduring content formats. Newsletters show greater longevity than social media. And also books. People are wanting books right now because AI can't fully write a book. And then path C is content strategist. So that's how I'm actually thinking about like my business is focusing on the content strategy. But knowing that I would be focusing on strategy, I need someone to do the writing for me, even if I am just the person who like signs off on the approval. So what that means is I got to hire someone. So recently I just got on a call with this client group this Filipino virtual assistant group. They're called Rowe VA, so ROWE VA. I was referred to them from one of my friends who they have someone from their team working business development, and they said they're doing a great job. They're getting a lot of leads. They understand business development well, so I decided to get referred to them. I've looked at other virtual assistant services before, and either they charge so much or they're charging so little because you're working directly with the virtual assistant, but you don't know like if that virtual assistant really is right for you. So I decided to work with this agency, and I'll let you guys know, how it goes working with a virtual assistant. But that's just sort of where I am right now in this space. And sorry I haven't been updating you guys for a while on what's been happening. I think I need to create some content strategy for myself as well. But if you have any questions, if there's anything that inspires you about this video, I'd love to know, and I'd love to get connected. Add me on LinkedIn, and let's have a coffee chat if you want to talk content, you want to talk entrepreneurship, or you just want to vibe together. That's what this is all about. All right, great to see you guys. Talk to you soon.